Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making this Daisy dress, my best-selling crochet piece. So get your materials ready and let's get into the tutorial.
For this dress, I'm making a size medium.
I'm using a lightweight yarn, so I'll be using 2 strands of yarn. So start with a slip knot for the foundation chain, like this.
So I'm going to make a chain of 40 inches and measure on my tape rule. This is 40 inches of the chains I did. Make sure it's fully stretched to its last elasticity to get that. The trick about this dress is you have to stretch, because you are making use of the hip measurement, so you have to stretch the chains up to the exact measurement of the hip you're making use of. On stretch you have 32 inches, so that works for our waist measurement, because I'll be starting this pattern from the waist. Now I'm going to join the ends together this way. Insert your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through, and then you reduce from 2 to 1. To start the first round, chain 4, make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1 chain and then you move to the next stitch where you make a DC. And to make a DC, yarn over, you have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Insert your crochet hook into the stitch, then yarn over, then pull through, extend your tension, yarn over to make it 4 loops on your crochet hook. Yarn over to make it 4 loops on your crochet hook, and then you reduce from 4 to 2. Yarn over again to make it 3 loops, then you reduce from 3 to 1. Chain 1, yarn over. We're about to make another DC, which is double crochet. Yarn over, skip the next stitch, skip 1 stitch, and then you move to the next stitch. Insert your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again to make it 4 loops, then you reduce from 4 to 2, yarn over to make it 3 loops, then you reduce from 3 to 1. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, move to the next and make another DC. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and then move to the next to make another DC inside. So you keep repeating chain 1 and then you skip 1 stitch, make another DC in the next. Keep repeating this pattern till you get to the end of your round. To end your first round, make sure your work is not twisted, because you find it difficult to keep working in rounds. Chain 1, then slip stitch inside your chain 1 space, and to slip stitch you insert your crochet hook into the space, yarn over, pull through, pull out a loop, and you reduce from 2 to 1 by passing through the last loop on your crochet hook. So this is what you have a perfect round. For round 2, chain 4 2, 3, 4. So chain 4 represents 1 DC and then chain 1. Inside the same space, inside your first chain 1 space, make another DC. So we have 2 DCs in the same space. Keep working chain 1 and 1 DC inside chain 1 spaces. So chain 1 DC in the next chain 1 space, chain 1 DC in the next chain 1 space, chain 1 DC in the next chain 1 space. Keep repeating that for the rest of your round 2, and then we'll join at the end of round 2. To end the second round, chain 1 and then you slip stitch inside the next chain 1 space. You can see that I'm skipping this chain 1 space here because we did an increase here already. We have two DC in a chain 1 space, so that means you've increased there. If you make just 1 DC, it's still normal, there's no increase. But once you start making 2, 3 in a hole, you start increasing, or in a space, you start increasing that space. So now, since I've done an increase here, I'm going to skip this chain 1 space. This one, I'm going to skip this chain 1 space and just move and just end my second round. With slip stitch. For round 3, chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Since I already make an increase here, then I'm not going to start by increasing in my third round. This is what I'll do. Chain 4, skip this chain 1 space, do not make an increase. Chain 4, then you move to the second chain 1 space. So skip this space and then you move to the next, make your DC. You work your DC inside. So keep working 1 HDCs for the rest of the spaces until you get to the end of the round. To end my third round, remember in our second round, when joining, we skipped the last chain 1 space and then we just joined straight up. But for this third round, because starting the third round, we skipped the first chain 1 space and then moved on to the next to make our DC. To end our third round, we are going to work 1 DC in the last chain 1 space here. So chain 1 and then you make 1 DC in your last chain 1 space. Now you can chain 1 and slip stitch. For the fourth round, you are going to increase. So you are going to chain 4. You are going to chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Inside the same chain 1 space, you make another DC. And then you keep working your chain 1 DCs round. And then when you get to the end of the round here, you skip it and then you just join it. You join your fourth round. So the trick there is just make sure if you are starting with, for the second round, if you are starting with an increase 2 here, the last space, the last chain 1 space, do not make any DC. And then for the third round, if you are to skip 1 DC, if you are to skip 1 chain, if you are to skip a chain 1 space, at the end of the round, you are going to end with extra DC. So when you skip one space, you end with one DC, and when you make 2 DCs, you skip one space at the end of the round. The purpose of making an increase and then no increase is for you to have a straight line here and not curved or bent, and also to maintain the size measurements you started with. On the 7th round, you start shaping your work, and to do that, chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Inside the same space, work another DC. Chain 1 and make 1 DC in the next 5 spaces. I have my increase here, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DCs. So I'm going to make another increase now. Chain 1, inside the next space, you work 1 DC, chain 1, and 1 DC again in the same space. So I'm going to keep working 5 single DCs followed by an increase like that till you end your round. My 7th round. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spaces left, but do not worry, just work inside the 4 spaces instead of 5. Work your 4 DCs, 2, 3, then 4. So chain 1, you know we have an increase here, and I said where there's an increase you skip one, but for this round, since we are shaping, we have to increase, so just work your last DC inside the last chain 1 space, DC, chain 1, and then you slip stitch, chain 4, 3, 4. Inside the same space as your increase, you make another increase. Anywhere you see an increase, you make an increase. Anywhere you see a single space, you make just one. Single DC, a single DC, a single DC, single DC, single DC. So this is where I have an increase. I'm going to make 2 inside. So a DC, chain 1, and also DC in the same space. We have to count the number of DCs, single DCs. You have 6. So there's an increase by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So keep working 1 DCs till you get to your increase, and that's where you work 1 DC, chain 1, 1 DC. To end round 8, DC inside the last space, chain 1, then slip stitch. For round 9, you repeat round 8. To end round 9, it's the same method. Chain 1, and then you DC in the last chain 1 space, chain 1, and slip stitch. From round 7, we started our increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by 5 single DCs. Round 8, an increase followed by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round 9, an increase followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So it keeps increasing. This is where you stop your increase and your shaping. All you have to do next is to keep working 1 single DCs all round, just the way you did here at the starting point, just the way you did from round 1 to round 6. Round 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to start without an increase because there's an increase here already. I'm going to start without an increase. chain 1. So I keep working 1 1. This is all round, and then when I get here I'll make an increase because there is no increase here. So you work your extra 1 DC here, and then you slip stitch. So from round 10 to round 16 you make just 1 single DCs like this. You can see where I stopped my increase. This is the first increase when we started shaping, followed by the second, followed by the last increase. So you can see I've been working 1 1 DCs, 1 1 DCs for the rest for 6 rounds. 1 2 3 4 for 7 rounds. Sorry, I'm going to chain 1 and cut from where you stopped. Count 8 spaces. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then inside the 9th space, inside the 9th chain 1 space, you work chain 4 chains. You work 4 chains. So that's the first one, the second, third, then the fourth. In the same space you work another DC. So keep working 1 1 DCs all round. But remember, we are not going to end it in rounds. There's going to be a space in between. So we are going to work round, and then we are going to end it here. Then to the end of round 17. You know, there's an increase when we started, so skip this last part. Do not work any DCs and just end with a single DC. Turn your work, chain 4, 1 2 3 4. Inside the same space you make another DC, and you have an increase. Chain 1, keep working 1 1 DC. So you can see no increase. So this is what you keep doing to make your edges straight. To end round 18, I'm ending it here, and since we are not closing this middle, this is our split, so it keeps this part is open. Remember, where there is an increase you make just 1 DC. So chain 1 and you end with a single DC. Okay, so to start another round, we are going to start with an increase because you already ended with no increase. So for the next round is going to be with an increase. 1 2 3 4, chain 4, and inside the same space you make another DC. So you keep working your single DCs all round. I started with 2, then I ended with 1. The next round I started with 1, I ended with 2. Then the next I started with 2, I ended with 1. So you keep working that way till you have your desired length. So make sure your split is positioned this way and not this way. Okay, where we started our project, so it's going to face your left hand side. This right here is going to face your left hand side, and then you start working from this edge up to the other edge. Then you pull out the loop, chain 4. Inside the same space as your chain 1, you make a DC. Okay, chain 1 and make 1 DC across till you get to the end of till you get to the starting point here. keep working chain 1 DC, chain 1 DC. I've gotten to the other edge where I have my yarn tail. Make a DC, then chain 1 and make another DC to give you 2 DCs. I did 2 DCs inside one space. I'm going to also end it with 2 DCs. So turn your work, chain 4, 3, 4. You skip the first space, chain 1 space, and you move into the next, because we are not increasing this time around. Continue working 1 DC, chain 1 space till you get to the end of the row. To end my second row, chain 1, make 1 DC only. So turn your work and keep repeating row 1 and row 2, because you know this is our first row. So our first row, there's an increase at the left hand side and also at the right hand side, and then for the second row there's no increase. Now for the third row, you're going to repeat row 1, and then for the fourth row you're going to repeat row 2. So keep working that way till you have 5 to 6 rows. I have 5 rows of DCs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because my client is short and not tall. So if you are working with a tall client, if your client is tall, you can work 6 to 7 rows, chain 1 and cut. You need to make bralette cups. You need 2 cups. If you don't know how to make a perfect bralette, I have a video on how to do that on my channel. So I'm going to drop the link. Click on the link to learn how to make a perfect bralette. The only difference here is for the video I used single crochet, but for this bralette I made use of HDC. You can as well make use of single crochet exactly like that video. Insert your crochet hook and work, pull out, chain 1 and work single crochet in the same stitch. So move into the next and keep working single crochet in each of the stitches. You can see I'm not working inside the stitches here but below, and not the upper part. I'm working inside the spaces here, inside the spaces here, and not on top. Okay, so single crochet. Remember, single crochet is reduction from 3 loops to 1. And at the apex, insert your crochet hook and join together at the apex. Take the other cup and make sure you work single crochets inside the apex of the 2 cups at the same time. So work your single crochet, move into the next space, continue working single crochets till you get to the end. I'm at the end of the cup, single crochet. Now join your cup, join your bralette together with your dress. You have to stretch it out for you to join. Okay, So this is the right side and this is facing the right side as well, but we are going to join using the wrong side. Flip over and single crochet inside the two projects, your bralette, the cup and also the dress, together at the same time. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet in the spaces inside the chain one space and also the spaces in your bralette cup. Insert your crochet hook here. You're going to insert it at this point and also at this point. Insert your crochet hook, pull through, chain one. Inside the same space, make a single crochet just for extra support, and then keep working 300 chains. So count till you have 300 chains. So you do that also for the other side. Then you pass it to the back of your dress. Make 40 pieces of these flowers, weave in the ends and then burn lightly to make your work neat. Start by making a magic ring. In case you don't know how to make a magic ring, you can watch my get started video. I'm going to drop the description. I'm going to drop the link in my description box. So you're going to work with a magic circle or magic ring, okay? So chain one, and inside the ring you make 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, insert your crochet hook inside the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again to make it 3 loops, and you reduce from 3 to 1. That's how to make your single crochet. So do the same thing. 3, I'm going to work 10 single crochets inside the ring. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Move your crochet hook, then draw this yarn tail to close the ring. Slip stitch on top of your first single crochet. Okay, so now we've closed our ring, and this is what we have. Join the mustard yarn. Leave an extra yarn. Yarn over, and you pull through the new yarn inside the existing yarn. You can now draw the existing yarn, the previous yarn. So chain 1 with the new yarn, chain 1, and inside the same space, inside the same stitch, you work DC. Not just one, work 5 DCs inside the same stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can cut out the previous yarn so you can work easily. Now inside your next stitch, you slip stitch. Insert your crochet hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then you reduce from 2 loops to 1 loop. That's your slip stitch. Into the next stitch, you work 5 DCs again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the next stitch, you work slip stitch. And so the next, you work 5 DCs. So you keep working 5 DCs and single and slip stitch in the next last 5 DCs. 3, 4, and 5. End it with slip stitch. You can end it with slip stitch. Insert your crochet hook into the same space as your first 5 DCs and slip stitch. Then you chain 1 and cut. Close up this ring tightly. Then tie together. Lightly using your lighter. Arrange your flowers on your dress neatly. Okay. Then thread your needle with black yarn. This is the wrong side. This is where we bumped. Then pass your yarn through the back. And sew. Cut, and then you burn lightly. You can decide to burn immediately you cut, or burn after you're done with everything, after you're done attaching all the flowers. Also, you weave in the ends to make your work neat. Weave them in and then you burn lightly. I prefer to join my flowers on my mannequin, because it makes my work easier and faster that way. And we've come to the end of this tutorial.
If this tutorial has been helpful, please give a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll do well to reply. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.